So, start of episode 2, 19th of November. Also corresponds with my being diagnosed as positive COVID this week. So, other than being flat on my back for a week, I'm now in the garage where I will be self-isolating for pretty much the whole of this weekend. Get in there. Often the simplest things that catch the most stupid out. So you remember this is the the front of the airbox collector that sits through this hole here, and I was constantly musing, you know, why it wouldn't come out and that it had been welded in place. Oh no, not at all. Check it out. The most obvious of solutions. So, pair of bonnet hinges. These are lovely, lovely things, by the way. Really, really beautiful. And the first part of the air filter assembly that comes through the front wing. Let's go shot blast. Welcome to the shot blasting workshop. I need my head torch to navigate my way around here because it's actually installed under the garage. But you'll have to excuse the background noise, that's my Hoover running. But here you can see one that I've done for about 10-15 minutes. And the next one, I'm actually using ground walnut because it's a bit kinder to the surfaces. And also with the hinges on the bonnet hinges, I thought, you know, much better some ground up squirrel nutkins as opposed to the sand. So I swapped out to sand for the air filter bits because it's a bit more aggressive and they're a bit mustier, a bit dirtier. Look at that. That's the original brazing, never seen by man or boy or child or dog or cat since, I guess when this was assembled, so 53. And it doesn't matter how much you'd have prepped that by hand, you'd have never have got the surfaces as clean as they are. So okay, let's not go crazy inside because I'm going to go with an etch primer. So they just need degreasing, and then I'll put some paint on tomorrow in Spray Booth Mark II. More on that in the morning. What will also be interesting as well is having used walnut on these, where you can see remnants of the old paint, versus sand for these where it's all the paint and finish is gone, what the finish is like after the first coat of etch. So stay tuned. So day one of the weekend that I'm in self-isolation. I'm going to apply a bit of rust killer to these parts that I shot blasted yesterday, and then we'll see if we can get them into paint in Spray Booth version 2, which I'm very excited to show you. Another minor victory this morning. Whilst I was waiting for the old rust-eating gloop to go off, I took the liberty of taking out the bonnet catch plate. You basically take half the front of the car to pieces to get to it. So that is also going in the shot blast cabinet. So it's a bit lighter this morning, obviously. And this is my shot blasting cabinet. As you can see, headroom is an issue. Tall people don't need to apply. I've got a lamp loaded up the top there. There's the engine plate, the engine bonnet, the bonnet catch plate. I'll remove it and take a look at that in a second. I've got a sand trap here for when you're knocking the sand about and you're changing it or changing it to walnut. I've got a filtration bucket there, and then obviously an industrial hoover. I'm not entirely sure that Miele would have sanctioned their hoovers for use like this, but it works perfectly. And here are the bits and pieces done with sand this morning, and I think you'll see that the bonnet catch is actually patent pending. I wonder if that's expired. Spray Booth version 2. So as I was literally leaving the garage after filming the last scene of episode 1, I've gone out the garage, closed the door. As I've opened one of the garage doors, I can see a whole plume of paint vapour leaving. So perhaps my smug face for setting up my own DIY crime scene didn't go quite to plan. So we've made some modifications. First of these is this bad boy, which I have, is a extractor fan that I have vented straight through my hole in the floor. I'm going to be taking note to not trip over and break my bloody neck when painting. And the other is some additional light with my work light that is 4 times brighter than the sun. Let's get on with it. That'll do for the first ghost coat. So the fan seemed to work particularly well. I was about to say it was a good solution because I can't smell the paint fumes. But I can't smell the paint fumes because I have zero taste and zero smell from COVID. Thanks, global pandemic. Yeah, but I think certainly marked less fumes in the booth, and I think I'll take that as a win. Again, painfully aware that it's mid-November, so not the ideal time for spraying. So I'm using the Earth's resources and obviously my dehumidifier to help derive more optimal conditions for paintwork. So here's what we're going for the white top coat. This is a paint called Rust-Oleum. I've had good results. I'm still field testing it after, I don't know, about 30 years. About 30 years ago, I stripped that old Vice that was Dad's and painted it in Rust-Oleum, industrial paint. And it takes an inordinate amount of abuse. It's obviously filthy right now, but that shouldn't be held against the quality of the coating. So, going with some mix of some thinners, purely guesswork, and then into the spray gun. So, how would I categorise the first spraying of top coat? A little bit nah. You'll just see here I've got what looks like surface contamination. It's beaded up here. I don't know what causes that. Maybe I had too much thinners going through the gun. Don't know. The hinges actually turned out alright for a first thin coat. Added the radiator bar and the bonnet catch. And there the brackets actually hold that shunt piece on to the inner wings. So I think this is addressable. It's obviously going to need a load more paint anyway, So we shall continue. The idea being that I get it in colour and then use this 2-part aerosol that I found to put a finish over the whole lot, over the top. All right, take care, bye.